Good evening, everyone. Welcome to GEGMN's Tip Tuesday mini PD training. Today is session number 8, and my name is Georgina Dean. I am the GEG leader, and I'm really excited to share some awesome things, as you can see on the channel screen behind me, for today's session. So the first thing I'm going to do is drop the link for today's agenda, which is an ongoing item inside the chat thread. And if everybody would like to share their name and where they're joining us from in the chat, we can certainly collaborate together throughout today's show. So today we're going to take a look at some more awesome distance learning resources to help you and your school communities with your online learning and remote learning using G Suite for Education tools and other resources and tools that collaborate with G Suite for Education to help you with that goal. And we're also going to take a look at providing audio feedback in Google Classroom. I know that we've taken a look at providing audio feedback through Google Slides previously. So we are going to be taking a look at using one of the extra extensions. And then we're going to be taking a look at the power of drawing to engage our students. Most schools around the world now are at least in a couple weeks into their distance learning. For us ourselves, we're about to close off week 6 of distance learning. So students are starting to get the feel, teachers as well starting to build up their confidence and their comfort level with distance learning and the tools and resources and just really getting with the flow and the rhythm. So today we're going to take a look at one extra thing that you might want to do to spice up or to spark up your online lessons using drawing. So good evening, Tamina. Welcome again. Tamina is joining us from, well, I'll let her share that in the chat. And also, we have a little bonus that's linked in as well. So I'm going to be sharing that with you guys throughout the session as well. Okay, so we've got quite a few resources embedded in today's slide. I just found so much, and I guess a massive shout out also to all of the awesome Google trainers and educators who were supporting the Edu or EdTech Smackdown. I'll have to find you guys the link and post it in the GEG Man Facebook. Absolutely brilliant. It was basically an online webinar training session. But there were just so many people involved, thanks to the GEG Ohio member, Stephanie Howell, so another awesome Google educator, trainer, and innovator who threw that together. And it was just a fun way of gamifying training for educators. But we were able to pick up a lot of awesome resources because sharing is caring, as you all know, and the more people that are involved in sharing things that are working for them in the classroom usually will be very beneficial and helpful to other educators around the world as well. Okay, so let's get started then. The first thing we want to do is to share with everybody under the distance learning resources is preventing cheating on Google Forms. I came across this one in my Twitter journey, and I thought this would be super helpful. I hear this often from educators here in this district, this country of a man, and also with previous colleagues that I've worked with on how can we support students not cheating off each other during Google Forms. So I've linked in this blog post basically from John Sowash, who is the electriceducator.com superstar who threw this together. So if you basically scroll through, he's made a little video to help you through, and then basically he's given tips with instructions on how to set up your Google Form quizzes to support learners not doing that. So shuffle the ordering around in Google Forms is a super successful trick, because then if you have anybody just like, you know, looking over your shoulder or whatnot, they won't be necessarily on the same question as the person next to you. So this is a really good one of doing it. Another tip that he's thrown on there is to block assessment previews. And again, he's given the data validation section that you need to click on in Google Forms to do that. Adding sections to your quizzes helps that. He's also listed there using page breaks to create alternative assessment paths. So kind of like, dare I say, a create your own adventure story, but using Google Forms for formative assessment or review or anything like that. So really great way of doing that as well. Um, and then the final one is just asking a variety of questions. So if you're shuffling and you're changing up the format of your questions, it means that students have to take more, visual brain power and visual memory in order to see where they're looking, because the brain, it easily scans, right? As you're going through. So if it recognizes a format, it can very quickly scan. So by using different types of questions in your Google form, like the ones listed here, check boxes, matching questions, reading passages, free responses, etc., then it will be harder for students to scan off each other. So he's listed all of those there for you. Enabling quiz lock mode is another really popular one because it means that students won't be able to actually use other tabs during the time of the quiz. So lock form quiz is a super brilliant option. And he's listed here where you need to go. It's another tab inside the Google form called quizzes. And you need to check off this box here that says, turn on locked mode. And I just realized that maybe my screen was a little bit small while I was showing everybody that. So sorry about that, guys. Hopefully that helps a little bit, but either way, you have the links from the Google Slides. Okay, so that's there if you want to read up on that again. Next, we have copyright basics for education. So copyright basics for education, especially in the world of distance learning and remote learning right now, is super, super important because obviously we're doing a lot of sharing together of resources, but we need to make sure that we are copyright abundant, or whatever the word is I'm looking for. We just need to be super conscientious that we're citing people correctly, that we're asking requests for permission to access, to share, to remix. We need to make sure. So there's a lot of different tools and resources out there, I know, that walk you through. And I know even for myself, guys, as an educator, this is something that I recently became a lot more aware of. Like, I knew obviously we had to ask permission to share things, etc. But as far as like taking images and remixing them, I wrote one of my first guest blog posts for Ditch That Textbook back in February. And there were, I had to be really careful with what I was using and how I used it, how I remixed it. So it's something that we want to make sure that we are also supporting our community, whether that be our colleagues or our students, on how to be conscientious of using the correct resources in the correct ways. So here's a little YouTube video. I won't play that for everybody, but it is there for you to watch later. And it just talks about how we can use copyright correctly in school. It's a great place to get started. And then what I've also done is I've linked in some places where you can find some free content that you can use. So these were resources that I came across by collaborating with other international educators. So there's a free fonts website. So you can actually get free fonts from this website to use in your creations. You can use the free icons from thenounproject.com, and they actually now have an app that I've downloaded onto my MacBook, so you can check that out as well. Drinking my coffee, guys, during the session. Got to keep that energy going, right? After a long day at work. So there's the free icons from the Noun Project, and I've linked in 2 different places that you can get free images for. And I know like the students that I teach personally in the secondary school are using these successfully as well. So you can use keywords to search for free images. And all of these free stock photos are available free for personal and commercial use from freeimages.com. And the other one that I put there is unsplash.com. So hopefully some of you have heard of those before. And please, if you have any other awesome content places or resources that you would like to share out, please list them in the YouTube chat and we could definitely get those added to the presentation. Didn't want to overwhelm everybody with loads, but there's a few there inside the slide deck for you to get started with. And then of course, if you have others with free content that teachers and students can use, then please feel free to share those out in the chat. Okay, this beauty, literally, I came across when I was participating in the GEG APAC Connect Live event. One of my GEG leaders and friends, Nate from GEG Nagoya, gave a presentation on YouTube. I attended one of his sessions where I learned possibilities of using YouTube in the classroom. And this was one of the resources that was shared out during his session. So, and it's really, really awesome. So YouTube Learning at Home, basically they came up with this area. You can just scroll down inside the website. Let me see if I can make that a little bigger for everybody. Okay. So you can just scroll down through and it basically allows you to, it's like Learn with Me live on YouTube. So it lists all of the different third parties, companies, learning resources that are basically putting on live shows that you can attend. They list the time and the date and what it's about. And they're also listing live streams and the time zone, which is really helpful for me because, as some of you may or may not remember, I struggle getting my time zones right around the world right now. So this is good. To my um, to back myself up a little bit though, we did just go through the time zone change, being that the spring has now arrived at last. So hopefully that'll end soon. To let you guys know though, if you scroll to the top, this is the tab that has all of the live sessions available. And if you can click on these tabs to get the current live streams, the ones that are upcoming, and then you can search the videos of the recorded ones. And then if you go to the tab in the middle where it says videos, you can explore different ways of learning by different categories. So here is learning by age. So for example, if we click on for families with preschoolers, it's going to take us to playlists that are appropriate learning places for anybody who has children who are in the preschool age. Super useful, guys. Also, for families with kids that are 5 years or older, again, more playlists that are going to support those kinds of students. And I did want to mention while I was in there, actually, I should go back here. Kids to explore on their own. If you would like your children, if you're a parent or a teacher and you'd like your students to explore at home, YouTube Kids is something that is recommended by Google for EDU and YouTube as a safe place for students to explore and children. That is, ad-free, etc. I did want to mention though that in our particular region of Amman, Jordan, YouTube Kids is not currently available. So in this region, so if you're not able to click on it, so for example, oh, this is very interesting. So it's actually opened up, guys. I'm gonna have to this is really good. So last time I tried to enter YouTube Kids, it wasn't available in Amman, and this was just a few weeks ago. So maybe it's now opened up. I am going to parking lot that question and make sure I update everybody. If it has opened up, that's great. I know that Google was working on opening that up for more countries as time passed. So maybe it's available in Jordan now because my browser is linked to Amman. So this is really good news. Anyway, so this is a great app for children who are working at home. And as you can see here, there's a mobile app for kids that you can get on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store as well. Tamina says it's a really great resource. She needs to spend more time on this. Yes, obviously, me too, now that it's available in our country. Don't quote me on that, guys. I need to go and look. In fact, if there's time at the end of the session, because I noticed there's only 15 minutes left, I will go and do that with us on the screen. So I'm going to leave that one open, and I am going to parking lot it. However, just to go back to the YouTube learning, like Learn at Home with YouTube, if you click on partners, this is probably one of my favorite places to go as an educator because it's got a bunch of challenges available. There's like code.org at home where you can learn to code, and there's awesome content on YouTube to help you do that. There's also Common Sense Media. So those who remember from our last session, that's all about digital citizenship and online safety. So a really great place to go. Khan Academy is in there, Sesame Street, and etc. So there's some great resources to get in there and check out with Learn at Home from YouTube. So that's there for you guys. And Okay, Tamina says she's not able to get into YouTube Kids. And Tamina, you are currently located in Amman, so we're going to have to parking lot that. Officially, the last time I checked, which was about 2 weeks ago, in the support.google.com, it did say that Jordan was not eligible for this. I know because I've actually responded to a parent who inquired about that at the school that I'm working with, and I actually sent the help file resource that stated that that was the case. But maybe because this is being highly requested during this time, maybe as Google have been doing the last 4 weeks, an awesome job of updating those preferences and serviceability and just general upgrades to the platform to support everybody. So let me take a look and get back to you guys on that. Okay, so last week, was it last week or the week before? Yeah, last week we took a look at background displays and I gave you guys some options if you wanted to change the background of the video behind you during any of your live streams or any of your Google Meets. And today, I bring you another one that I picked up from that Edu Smackdown called remove background. So remove.bg. So if you click on that, this is another option where you can upload an image directly, and it's 100% free, and you can just add your picture and it removes the background with not very many clicks. So there's loads of people doing that. So you can take a look at that option if that interests you as an alternative. And finally, some super important and awesome updates again to Google Meet. So the first one is the Meet attendance. So for those of you who've joined previously, we have used the Google Nod feature, which it gives extra emojis so students can raise their hand, and it helps with behavior management a little bit during the Meet session. And we also showed you guys grid view. So there is also some grid view updates as well. And we also have Meet Attendance. So if you click on Meet Attendance, this was really popular for schools who are using the live Google Meet to have synchronous or asynchronous learning experiences with their students, and they can take attendance during the session. So all you have to do is click Add to Chrome, as you know from previous sessions, and this adds your Meet Attendance feature to Chrome. Then when you're inside the Google Meet, you can take attendance with your students in the class. So you guys can take a look at that and add that. And then also, with the grid view, there is now a screen capture view. And so what I'm going to do is just jump down here to, let's see. Oh, I think that was in my monthly webinar. I was looking for the link for the grid extension, but I'm going to add it, grid view for Google Meet. And basically we're going to add this also so that I can show you guys. If you click on the grid extension while you're currently inside of a Google Meet, then you will be able to have check off the screen capture, and it means that everybody who's in the Google Meet with you actually snaps to the center in an organized fashion so that you could take like a screen capture of the Google Meet. So that is there for you guys as well. And let's see, Google Meet, just so I can show you guys. Join a meeting, continue. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is turn off my microphone and my camera so that there's not a whole lot of, actually we're going to leave the camera on. There we go. And now here is the grid icon at the top, and you see there that there's another checkbox at the bottom. So first of all, I'm going to check off what I would like to do. I want to show who's joining me on the call. Highlight speakers, not necessary. I'm going to include myself in the grid because I want to be part of the awesome team. And I want to enable grid view by default. And I want to enable screen capture mode, okay? When I enable screen capture mode, it turns off only show participants in the video and highlight. And then it tells you at the bottom that it forces the 16:9, which is basically the ratio of the picture, disabled names, and it also locks the videos in place. So it allows, because in case you guys didn't know or haven't noticed yet, there are a lot of people who are taking evidence of the classrooms for learning I know some areas around the world, or that's actually part of the learning requirement that evidence is taken. So for safety and security, enabling the screen capture mode automatically removes the names from people that are in your session. So it's a great option to have. And then down here at the bottom right, you can choose change layout to choose this option. And then obviously I'm the only one in the session right now, but basically everybody would be locked in the center of the screen for screen capture. So just to let you know that this is available for you guys. Okay, great. So I'm going to end that call. And we will end the Google Meet. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to go back here to our training agenda, and we're going to look at share audio. So this is a YouTube channel by my Thirsty Thursday PD colleague, Sethi. From a GEG in Asia, and owner of Flip Classroom Tutorials. And you probably have seen his awesome face because he has made hundreds of videos to support educators around the world with G Suite for Education. And he basically in this video tutorial shares with us how we can include audio of a video inside the Google Meet. So in case you guys were in any of my sessions this weekend, I had audio that I wanted to play to everybody, and I actually wasn't able to do it because I had my headset on, my AirPods, and I wasn't actually able to allow the other viewers to see to hear the audio coming in. So Google Meet has extended, as you just saw there in Sethi's video. I'm going to just rewind it a little bit, and they have included the add audio from the tab. There it is, by Chrome tab. So when you present, instead of presenting the whole window, which is any tab you have open in your Chrome window, you're going to click on just the Chrome tab, and you're going to select the one where, for example, this video is playing. So I'm going to give you guys an example now. We'll start that Google Meet again, and we will show you so that you can hear the video. All right, here we go. Join now. Okay, so now I'm going to click present now, and oh, my training domain hasn't received the update yet. Just my luck, guys, again. Okay. Good news is my work domain at my school has been updated. And so this option is available at school, and I actually trained our IT team on that earlier today. So just follow Sethi's video, and basically once your domain has received that feature update, then you will be able to use it. So basically you would just choose the tab where the video is playing, which in my case is this one here. And when I click play, it means the audio is playing for any of the viewers in the meeting. So Tamina says that's cool. I know, again, thanks Tamina for your support. It's definitely not my lucky day. Every time I want to do cool stuff with you guys, turns out I'm either not set up in the training domain or technical difficulty, but that is okay. We are super resilient, and at least I have this awesome video to show you how it works that you can watch later. So there we go. Okay. So these are the distance learning resources, which has taken almost a full hour. Sorry, guys, but a load of great stuff to share with you. Okay, the next one is the Mote Extension. Tamina, I know you saw this already because I've already trained staff at my school last Thursday on this. So I'll leave you with the extension, but basically just to open it up to share with you guys that with Mote, you will be able to, exactly like this, GIF or GIF, as you may say, is sharing here. You can click on the Mote inside of a Google Classroom assignment, and you can record audio feedback up to 60 seconds. This is like a super lifesaver. And I know when I shared that with staff at my school last week, they were super excited. Sometimes it's just a lot easier to explain everything than taking a lot of time to type it out. And often you can get your meaning across with things like tone and accents and volume. So this is a really great Chrome extension to add. Highly recommended for anybody who prefers to give audio feedback, to add voice comments by Mote inside your Google Classroom assignment. So give that a go. And Tamina says she's watched Seti's videos before. Yes, super awesome guy. Thank you, Seti. Okay, so powerful effects on drawing, guys, is my last tidbit for the day. But before I forget, I did want to cover the bonus because we're getting close to time and I don't want to forget. So if you guys click on the bonus at the top, it is the link to screencastify.com. And again, this is another goodie that I also shared with my staff in training last Thursday. So Tamina, I know you're using it already, but for anybody else watching, Screencastify has extended their free use for educators. So basically when you go to screencastify.com, and once you've added and set up, you can basically go into your account and you can, okay, so sign in with Google, for example, make sure that you've added it. So I'm going to sign in with Google and that's fine. And then you can go to your subscription and you can click subscribe now. Just checking to make sure everybody can see that. Okay. All right, great. The size, sometimes when I'm in other tabs, the sizes can be a little small. Okay, so here's the big place. Here's what you need to know. 49 USD a year, and for educators, there is a special code where you can have free pro access by clicking on this redeem coupon button. So click redeem coupon, and you can type in cast_COVID to give you free access. I won't do that again because I already have free access on the accounts that I'm using. Or actually, we can enter the code to show you what happens. When you click OK, it's going to reduce your total to $0. Do you guys see that? So once it's down to $0, then you can click Activate License and you can have the free version until the 31st of May. And these guys, they're super awesome and super helpful trying to support everybody in distance learning right now. And they did say that they're going to keep an eye on the situation and that if school closures continue, that they'll reassess to see if they're going to extend that free version. So there's a little tip for you, sorry, not trip. Of course, we all want to go on trips together. Thank you, Tamina, for typing that in. So definitely take advantage of that goodie. What do you think about my little bonus star, Tamina? Do you think I should keep that going in future ones? We'll see. Let me know. Feedback is always good. Yeah, Tamina says you will receive an email. That's correct. Advising of the end date being the 16th of May, but then they say ignore it and it's running till the end of the month. So don't worry, your access will definitely be till the end of the month. Thanks for the reminder. And in case you're wondering about the blue flash, I just caught it in the corner of my eye. I'm currently connecting my laptop to this big screen behind me through an HDMI cable, except that it's like not as powerful as it needs to be. And so sometimes the connection disconnects briefly for a couple minutes. And so the background of the screen is blue, hence that crazy color that you see on my face for a couple seconds. So thanks for your patience with that. Okay. Tamina says it's a surprise. Yay! We love surprises, right? Okay, so this last section is all about drawing and how the power of drawing can be such a powerful tool for learning of all ages. It's very easy to say everybody loves drawing when they're super little, right? So our young learners in earlier key stages, but myself at my older age, guys, super excited to be drawing. Sorry, I just had another live stream start playing in my ear, so I had to pause it. Super excited to be learning to draw, even in my old age. And so if learners of all ages love to draw, here are some really powerful tools that you can use. So this first one is a drawing on learning and what are the effects and why our learners should be drawing to help with information retention, understanding, deeper learning, visual connections, etc. So I'll let you guys watch that video on your own. And then here are 3 apps to get students drawing in 1 minute. This is one of the beauties that I also picked up from Edu Smackdown, and it's literally a 1-minute video. I will just skip the ad. There we go. It's less than a minute, and this awesome educator is showing us 3 different apps that we can encourage our students to draw. Guys, I highly recommend this. With so many different tools available, so obviously we've already looked at Jamboard together in our webinars. don't remind to review that again. But Jamboard is out there. It's one of the free apps with G Suite for Education. Now we have Auto Draw. So we took a look before at another app called Google Draw. This is the last thing that I was playing with yesterday when I was adding this to the slide deck. So it's basically a canvas similar to Jamboard. No real options to be able to collaborate. You can share here, but when it clicks on preparing to share, coming, you can take the link and you can share it out, but there's no option to collaborate with people. So that's how you would share. It's got your pen tools on the left. It's got auto draw. So this is actually pretty cool. If I want to draw like a heart, except I'm not really good at using my mouse, I can click and you see here at the top of the browser, auto draw says, did you mean a heart? Maybe a fish, maybe a slice of bread. So AI will try to guess what you're actually trying to draw and then snap grid that image for you in the color that you've selected. So this would be a really great feature for people like me who are not really good at drawing with the mouse, or for our younger learners when they're also still trying to manipulate and build those motor skills to be able to draw something, and AI will give them the options to help them facilitate that drawing. So you can zoom and there's lots of other tools there. And then also we have Goformative. Goformative is more of like obviously drawing to check on formative assessment basically for students. And there is a price for this. As it has integration with learning management systems as well. So you want to be able to take a look and see if it is an option for your school, but it is an option there. And as you can see from the top, this is also another company that's offering free subscriptions to schools virtually during the closure. So your IT department or procurement department can take a look at that and see if that's something that your school wants to take a look at. And then the last one, sorry, is Canvas. I'm going to reload that. No, another difficulty. Okay, so if you go to canvas.apps.chrome, you should be able to, let's see. No, not going to work for me. Yeah, site can't be reached. So this was working for me yesterday, guys, under this domain. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe Tamina, you can give it a try and let me know if it works for you. Oh, Tamina's really excited about that, about the computer screen drawing, and so this feature is good. Yeah, this auto draw is awesome. And in case you saw or didn't see, it was a Google AI app, so really cool. This other one though is really cool tool. This Canvas link is basically canvas.apps.chrome, and it also gives you a whiteboard that you can draw on. And I'm not sure if it's down right now or not accessible, but it was working for me yesterday. I had a little play with it as well. And then Explain Everything. I know we're going a few minutes over, but I'll try and get everything in. Explain Everything is another awesome app where you can record and basically do anything with a bunch of files. So I'll just click OK. Let's do blank. And let's click Explore. So for this trainer domain user, it's basically the same. All of your drawing tools are on the left-hand side. You can add shapes. You can fill the shapes with color. You can add text, greetings, and you can rotate the text. You can make it bigger. You can then change the font size, for example, like this. You can change the alignment. You can make it bold. You click on the check mark when you're done, or you can move this around like so, and then you can record your voice over it. So it's a great way for students be able to like brain dump their learning. I love that term. I learned that at an online summit conference this weekend, last Christmas. And it's a great way for students to be able to learn, collaborate, and deepen their understanding of different concepts by learning and then also speaking as they go. So I know, like, for myself, I have this favorite app on my iPad that I like to use, but for those who have only like Chromebooks, for example, or laptop computer devices, this is a really great app to do it with. So you can zoom, you can extend your page, you can collaborate with, and it all syncs with Google. As you saw, you can use your Google login. So take a look at that. It's called Explain Everything. So we'll leave the site there. And then the last one is Draw with Drew and Rosie. So this one is basically a super awesome live drawing convention from Time, where they basically take students through, or adults, any learners basically, on how to draw, and you can do that live with them. So this one was from April 16th. I'm actually not sure, I'm sure it's listed here somewhere, how often they're going to be doing it. But I know that it is an ongoing thing, so that might be daily, it might be weekly, but take a look at the blog site and check it out. Is super fun. This was just an 11-minute session on how to draw like a giraffe, for example. So really awesome. And a great way to collaborate there. So take a look, see some awesome ways that you can engage your students with drawing. Either like as a pre-activity, draw what you know about this, sketch note what you can tell me about this. You can use any of those apps. You can use Jamboard. There's loads of options there for you. So Tamina says that this Canvas link is not working for her either, which leads me to believe, guys, that it could actually be down, but it was working for me yesterday. So hang on to that link, because once it does start working, that is going to be a great resource also for educators and students to learn with. Okay, so that marks our session for today. We went a few minutes over because I have so much awesome goodies to share with you guys. I hope that some of that was useful. It sounds like Tamina's excited about a couple of those things, the YouTube Learn at Home and the auto draw drawing. I'm pretty excited about that. As you know, Tamina, I'm learning to draw, but this is super helpful for me when I'm using my mouse. So definitely a go-to for myself as well. So I hope you found that useful. And if there's any questions, let me know. Tamina was pretty engaged and let me know, keeping me company in the YouTube chat. So thank you so much for that. And for those of our GEG members who are joining in after the fact, listening to the recorded session, I hope that you found some of that useful as well. And as always, if you would like to shout out how any of these awesome resources of tools have helped your students and your colleagues or your school community with their distance learning experience, please make sure to share on social media, and you can tag on Twitter GEG, or on Facebook, GEG Iman, so backwards. And we would love to repost the awesome successes you have at your school. So thanks so much for joining today. Remember to share this link out if you want, with anybody that you think would benefit from this. Grow with Google is our motto, and it's so important right now to support as many people as we can, working together to help everybody succeed during this very busy time of online learning at home. So if anybody would like to join GEGMN, again, the registration form is linked into our logo on each slide deck. And we look forward to seeing everybody next week. We are going to have 2 sessions next week. Next week has our regular Tip Tuesday slot, and also Thursday of next week marks the end of the month, so we have our monthly webinar coming up on Thursday of next week, which is the 30th of April at 6:30 p.m. Is the time on both of those days. So stay tuned for some more goodies on both of those days, and as always, if you have any questions, we look forward to hearing from you soon, and sharing more exciting successes with everybody from the GEGMN community and beyond. So wishing everybody a stay safe, stay healthy, stay home experience, and wishing you all a pleasant evening. Take care, guys. Bye for now.